welcome back to the Veltro build. If the viewing figures are anything to go by, this is not quite the most popular kit I've built. Don't know why. It's possibly, I don't know, is it a little bit toy-like, or is it not quite a full kit? But anyway, where I'm at now, I'm going to get this kit in this video fully boxed off. As you can see, when I was painting this sand colour, I did carry on going with the XF59. It's even still on the instructions there where I wrote it in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put these sort of leaf stroke flower type green patterns up onto it, and to help me do that, you can probably just make out I've penciled them all in everywhere I need to go. So all I need to do now is get some green ready to go, fire up the airbrush and just over paint these pencil marks. Right, we've got the smoke rings on. Some of them, well, I've had a couple of little oopses here and there, but on the whole, pretty pleased with how it turns out. Just wants a bit of a tidy up, and it's on with another coat of gloss varnish and then decals. We should be almost finished at that. Okay, let's see how good these decals are. They look good on the sheet, but it's been that long since I used them on the Zero belt, I have no idea how they go on. So let's chuck these in the water and see what happens. I've got a bit of Mr. Mark Setter ready. And we'll let them soak for a minute and we'll get them on. Okay, these decals have had quite a soak, and hopefully they'll go on just lovely. Just need to grab my specialist decaling brush, which is that one. Okay, we're off the backing paper. Just get the total splash of this stuff, just to help things along. Right, now I need to make absolutely sure I've got these symbols the right way around. Right, these decals seem to be actually a little bit on the thin side. Which is actually alright, because once they snuggle down, they should look like they've been painted on, which is what we're after. Put a little bit more of this on. Make sure I've got it lined up, perpendicular to the wing's leading edge. Grab myself a cotton bud. And gently flatten her down. Nice. Right, now we've seen how that one goes on. I'm just going to crack on and get this thing fully decaled. Right then, it's been a few days since you saw me start with the decaling. As you can see, decals are all on. They went on pretty nice. The only kind of iffy one is this spiral on the nose. It didn't really fit the nose. I've had to sort of make it good with paint, and it doesn't look brilliant to me. I kind of wish I just never bothered, because I've never seen an Italian aircraft with a spiral on the nose, but it was in the decals, so I thought I'd use it. Was a bit of a mistake. So it may, if you live in the UK, it may not have escaped your notice in the last week or so from me recording this. We have had a hell of a heat wave. A heat wave which had a little bit of a consequence for my modelling, in that it was just too hot to touch this, to sit in this room. I had the window open and I've got a blind that I pull down. The wind wafted the blind knocked a couple of things off the windowsill, one of which landed on the tail of my Halifax kit, or a Halifax model. Knocked the tail off, split the fuselage at the back, so I've had to repair that. That's all good, done and dusted. Looks as good as it did when I finished it. I was lucky, kind of got away with the breakage really. So, where are we now? At this point, what's left to do? I've got a bunch of little aerials and bits to go on, which obviously you're going to leave till the very last. The exhausts, the exhausts have had a quick spray of my favourite thing to do exhaust with, which is Alclad 2 jet exhaust. So I'll get that on, get these bits on, and once that's done, weathering is going to be a minimum. I will maybe use a little bit of Tamiya smoke from the exhaust, and that'll be it, because the panel lines are so defined and they've already been pre-shaded, so they stand out reasonably well. I don't think I need to add a wash to make them stand out any more than they actually do. I'm sure you can, even on the video, you can see them quite clearly. So that's all good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this little bit of a recording, because it's finally cooled down enough for me to get back into this room. And this week I have actually been at work in 30 degrees, which was fun. And then coming home, and it was just sat down, lights out. So now the temperature's a little bit more bearable. I'm going to get these exhausts mounted, get all these little bits mounted and painted up. Then I shall give it a coat of matte varnish, whatever little bit of weathering I feel I want to do, and then we're going to call this one finished. So I'll just turn it around so you can see that spot, but it doesn't look too bad until you sort of get round to where it meets, gets to the end there, and it was a bit all over the shop. There's another issue with this weather. Of course, I'm allergic to everything that has leaves and grows from the ground. 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, the spiral isn't too bad, apart from where it gets to the end of this part. I've had to sort of, it's finished about there, and plus I'd stuck the nose cone on, but you can't put this spiral on because it has to go through one of the gaps for the propellers, and with it in place, obviously you just can't do that. So I had to pop the cone off and get that on, then fettle it with black paint just to try to make it look like something, but it's not really bad. I should just sort of leave it at the best way it looks, which is probably there when I display this. So on that note, I'm going to finish this recording, this little bit of recording, get me bits on, get me exhaust on, blast it with a coat of matte, and I'll be right back. And we are finished. Excuse me. So what I did, as I said, I kept the weathering to a minimum. There's just a bit of rust on the exhaust stacks, a little bit of Tamiya smoke when it comes back round where the exhaust would stain, little bit on the guns and the gun ports, as you can possibly see on the reflection there. A few chips here and there just to make it look used, but not absolutely grubby grimy. And yes, for what was sort of basically, or not quite a model, not a bit more than a toy, this hasn't turned out too well. I don't know if I mentioned it previously, but decals went on nice. Probably the hardest part of this kit is figuring out the instructions, because they were vague. Let me say that. But yeah, we got that should, oh there it goes, that should open. There we go. We go look at the pilot inside. So that wraps up the 1/32 Macchi Veltro. I've got a few more of these kits I've got to the Messerschmitt and the Stuka, which at some point I might build on the channel, but for now I'm going to leave the bigger kits alone. And my next build is going to be something altogether smaller, both in scale and in actual size. So on that note, I'll leave this video here. If you've liked what you've seen, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. And just as I've said that, I have realised I should have painted the navigation lights in, which I will do, I promise. Yes, they are spectacularly blank at the minute. Alright then, this time I really am going. I shall see you in the next one.